Good morning, children. Sairam. Children, in the previous presentation before your vacations, we have started with the chapter Equilibrium, and I have told you what is the meaning of the term equilibrium. I have told you that equilibrium is a state which is reached in a chemical reaction when the rate of forward reaction becomes equals to the rate of backward reaction, and to denote equilibrium we use a double-headed arrow. Now today we'll proceed further with the law of chemical equilibrium, and we will get to know what is a equilibrium constant. Now children, when a reaction takes place, then the equilibrium is established after a few minutes, or you can say after an appreciable amount of time. For some reaction, the equilibrium is established quickly, but for slow reaction, it takes time. Now, the establishment of the equilibrium it depends upon the reaction. Now if a reaction is very fast, it established quickly, and if it is very slow, it is established after a long time. Now today we'll be studying the equilibrium constant. Suppose we have got a chemical reaction reactant A and B react together and result in the formation of C and D. Initially, when the reaction starts, we have appreciable amount of A and B, but C and D is not present initially. After some time, A and B start reacting and start converting into C and D. That means the concentration of A and B is decreasing and that of C and D is increasing. After some time, when appreciable amount of C and D are also formed, then the reaction starts in the backward direction also. That means C and D also react together and start forming A and B. Now, when the rate of forward reaction becomes equals to the rate of backward reaction, we say that the equilibrium has established. Now, to the same equation, if we apply the law of mass action, according to the law of mass action, the rate of forward reaction is equal to the product of molar concentrations of the reactant. That means we write in the square bracket the reactants. Now these reactants will be raised to the power equal to the stoichiometric coefficient in the balanced chemical equation. Like for example, the number before A here is small a and before B here is small b. Then we will write small a as the power of A and small b as the power of B. Similarly, the rate of backward reaction will be equal to the product of molar concentrations of C and D. Now, if suppose the stoichiometric coefficient of C in the balanced chemical equation is small c and that of D in the balanced chemical equation is small d, we will write C raised to power C and D raised to power D. Now, dividing the second equation by the first equation, we get this. That means Kc. Kc is rate of backward reaction upon rate of forward reaction, which is equal to the product of molar concentrations of products divided by the reactants. C and D are products and A and B are reactant. Now this Kc is called the equilibrium constant. Kc is the equilibrium constant. Now, this equation is known as the equilibrium equation. This equation is equilibrium equation and Kc is the equilibrium constant. Now, children, we cannot say that the equilibrium constant will have the same value. We have different values for the equilibrium constant. Now, at a given temperature, the product of concentration of products raised to the power equal to the stoichiometric coefficient in the balanced chemical equation divided by that of reactants raised to the power in the raised to the power equal to the stoichiometric coefficient in the balanced chemical equation is known as equilibrium law or the law of chemical equilibria. Now children, you have to remember that the equilibrium constant for a reversible reaction will be equal to the inverse of equilibrium constant for the reaction in the forward direction. That means Kc dash, that is for the reversible reaction, will be equal to 1 upon Kc for the forward reaction. This is given here in the form of a table. If K is the constant, equilibrium constant for the forward reaction, and Kc dash is for the backward reaction, then it will be equal to 1 upon Kc. Now children, this equilibrium equation can be used to solve the questions like it is given here. See, the following concentrations were obtained for the formation of ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen at equilibrium at 500 Kelvin. The concentrations are given. You have to calculate the equilibrium constant Kc. Now for this reaction, the equilibrium constant Kc will be equal to product of molar concentration of product divided by the reactants. Now we have to write down the stoichiometric coefficient along with that. That means for NH3 it was 2. We have written the power as 2. And for hydrogen it was 3. We have written the power of hydrogen as 3. Now putting the values of concentration, you can calculate the value of Kc. It's very simple. Now coming to the next topic, that is homogeneous equilibria. Now what is the meaning of the term homo? Homo means same. Geneous means the reactants. If the reactants as well as the products are present in the same physical state, we say the equilibrium established is a homogeneous equilibrium. That means, like for example, in this equation, nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is also a gas, and ammonia is also a gas. All three are gas. We say that the equilibrium is homogeneous. Similarly, for this equation, the four reactants, like the first one, that is ethyl ethanoate, is in aqueous state, water is a liquid, acetic acid is in aqueous state, and ethanol also is in aqueous state. All are there in the same physical state. That means it is a homogeneous equilibria. Now, if suppose the reactants are gases, then we do not measure the molar concentration. Instead, what we take here, as we have taken the molar concentration, these brackets are for the molar concentration. We write the concentration in molarity. Now, if the reactants are not there in molar concentration, then what we write for gases, we will take the partial pressure. Now, for example, you have the equation we have learned in the previous chapters. PV is equal to nRT, that is the ideal gas equation. Now, taking V here, we can write P is equal to N upon V RT. Now, what is N upon V? Number of moles per unit volume is molarity, that is the concentration. Yes, see, number of moles per unit volume can be written as concentration, that is your molarity. So, instead of writing molarity, we can write down it in the form of P is equal to C into R into T. That means RT will also be there for writing the partial pressure. Like for example, you have got the equation in which hydrogen reacts with iodine to form hydrogen iodide. If we write down the equation for Kc for such a reaction, it becomes concentration of product upon reactants. But reactants and products are present in the gaseous state. So instead of taking the concentration, we take the partial pressure for them. Now partial pressure for hydrogen iodide will be equal to the concentration of hydrogen iodide, molarity of hydrogen iodide into RT. Similarly for iodine will be equal to concentration of molarity of iodine into RT and hydrogen into RT. So we can write it in this manner, and then we can put the value of R and T also. We can put the value of R and T and to calculate the value of equilibrium constant Kc. In that case, instead of we writing Kc, we write down Kp. Why Kp? It is also equilibrium constant, but that we are calculating from the partial pressure. That is why. See, here it is given. This derivation you all can see. It is also one of the question which is given in the form of Kp. Now coming to heterogeneous equilibria. Hetero means, as you all know, different. Hetero means different physical states. Like for example, we have got the equation in which calcium hydroxide reacts with water. That means it is dissolved in water. Here water is there and it results in ionization. Now calcium hydroxide is a solid. It is dissolved in water and it gives calcium ions and hydroxide ions. Here there is a difference in the physical state if you see. So such equilibria established in such a chemical reaction is called a heterogeneous equilibria. Reaction in which calcium carbonate is a solid, calcium oxide also solid, but carbon dioxide is a gas. So here also we will say that it is a heterogeneous equilibria. Now, as you all have learned that I have told you about the equilibrium constant. Now what is the application of equilibrium constant? What we do after finding out the value of equilibrium constant? See, equilibrium constant, it is a very important thing by which you can get to know how much product will be formed in a chemical equation. Now the first application is expression of equilibrium constant is applicable only when concentration of the equilibrium constant, first of all its characteristics are being told. The expression of equilibrium constant is applicable only when concentration of reactant and product have attained the equilibrium value. That means the equilibrium constant can be calculated only after the establishment of the equilibrium. Number second is the value of equilibrium constant is independent of initial concentration of reactants and product. That means the value of Kc depends upon the equilibrium concentration. Whatever be the initial concentration, it does not depends. Third is equilibrium constant is temperature dependent. That means having one unique value for particular reaction represented by the balanced chemical equation at a given temperature. That means different reactions have different values of Kc, but at a particular temperature it is a particular value, but for the same reaction the value of Kc changes when the temperature changes. Next is equilibrium constant for reversible reaction is equal to the inverse of equilibrium constant for the forward reaction. This I have already told you. Next is the equilibrium constant K for a reaction is related to the equilibrium constant of the corresponding reaction whose equation is obtained by multiplying or dividing the equilibrium equation of the original reaction by a small integer. That means we can calculate the value of equilibrium constant Kc from different reactions in which the final products are the same. So these important characteristics about the equilibrium constant you have to remember. Once again I'm repeating that equilibrium constant Kc is applicable only when the equilibrium is established. That means when the reaction has got this sign, after that only you can calculate the value of Kc. Second is Kc does not depend upon the initial concentration of the reactant. Whatever be the initial concentration of the reactant, the value will be definite only. Next, third is Kc is every reaction has got a particular value of Kc, but for a particular reaction also the value of Kc changes with temperature. Next is Kc for forward reaction is equal to 1 upon Kc. Kc for reversible reaction is equal to 1 upon Kc for the forward reaction. And the last important point is the equilibrium constant K for reaction is related to the equilibrium constant for the corresponding reaction. That means if there are two or more than two reactions and the final product is same, then they will have the same Kc. Thank you, children. We'll proceed with the predicting the extent of the reaction in the next presentation. Till then, you please note down these notes in your fair notebook. Thank you and Sai Ram.